Hello, I'm AxelMC131 and welcome back to Behind the Blocks in Minecraft 1.8. Now, if you caught my video update the other day, I think it went up on Wednesday, it was recorded on Tuesday, published on Wednesday, you would know that I've been working recently with a guy called Redux Redstone on a vanilla server. And one of the things that I helped him out with was making some parkour in the server hub for people to try and run around on when they are waiting for things. And I want to show you one of the mechanics that I implemented in, just decided that I would put it in because it was pretty cool. So I set up this little parkour challenge here, very simple. Just got to jump across the blocks, and there's a chest at the other end, so we can get to that. So let's just be careful here. And, oh! And the block's broken. Shattered beneath me. And then after a couple of seconds it will flash and reappear. Right, so let's keep an eye on that. So we need to be quicker off the mark on this block, I think. So if we go... Hup! There we go. Right. This one looks like it might have the same thing happen. Yeah, good guess. Nice. Right, let's get to the end here. Oh, nice. Diamonds. Everyone loves diamonds. Right. So I'll show you how this works now. So these commands are all the ones you need to run these two blocks. You see how they kind of divide into two lines? One of those lines will run a single block. I'm not using a detect command because I didn't want to have any crazy things happening with players like standing on a block and then jumping off before it affects anything. So I decided not to use a detect, just to use a standard set, just a variety of set blocks. So this is the system to run it. So what we have here is a fill clock. This is actually the first time I've ever used a fill clock in both, not only in this series, but in this entire world. I normally use a redstone clock, and if anyone has ever felt the urge to yell at me for using a large number of redstone set block clocks rather than a fill clock, it's just because I'm not very well versed, and honestly I find it easier to make set block clocks. It's like I know them by the back of my hand. But a fill clock is basically the same, except instead of using the set block command, it's using a fill command, which means you can set a large number of blocks at the same time. So the command we're using here for this one is fill one block above. So this is the starting block, 1, 2, 3, X, Y, and Z, sorry, to 3 blocks this way and 1 above. So that means that all 3 of these blocks, all 4 of these blocks from here to here, are constantly being set to a redstone block, and then we're doing exactly the same thing and setting them back to air. So it's just like the set block clock, except it's using a fill command, and that means that I can have all these 3 commands running at the same time, and if I wanted to add more, I just make this longer. Like I could make this like 10 and have like 10 commands running all the way over there. You see some huge ones on some of the other people. They have to like 50 blocks that way, and it's just mental. But this one only needs this many. So what we need to do to check this out, I'll show you just quickly the commands, and then I will show you how to actually build a third one. So these are just the 2 blocks up there. This left side one is the furthest one over there, and the right hand is that one there. So the first thing that it does is it tests for a player who is standing on that block. So those are the coordinates of the block of air just above it. And if that test's true, there's a short delay, so the player has a momentary second to jump off again. Then the block is destroyed, and we get a play sound, which is the smashing sound, and the enchantment table particle effect. Then we have a 32 tick delay, so that's 8 4-tick repeaters. And then we have this flashing effect, which alternates between setting the block to stone brick and setting it to air, and then stone brick, and then air, and then finally stone brick. And that creates the flashing effect when you stand on it. So I'll show you that again now if you just need a refresher. So when you jump on that, it breaks, and then flash, flash, and it reappears. Pretty neat. So I will now show you how to actually build one of these. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to have a testfor command. So what we're going to do is we're going to go testfor nearest player with a x coordinate of 95. These are the coordinates, by the way, of this block. We're going to make a new one for this block here. So we're going to make this one breakable. It isn't at the moment. Nothing happens when I stand on this, but we're going to make this one a breaking block. Right. So the coordinates of that block, by the way, are 9, 5, 6, 1. Sorry, y equals 6, 1, and z equals minus 607. Now, there are two things that you need to be careful of here if you're making this for yourself. First of all, when you're doing the test for, do not test for the player to be at the same coordinates as the block. Be one above. So instead of 6, 1, it's 6, 2. Because if you test for the player to be in the block, that doesn't happen. This is to test if they're standing on the block. And the other thing you need to do is go range equals 0. So r equals 0. And that makes sure that it's only testing for the player if they stand exactly on top of that block. Otherwise, if you don't have that r equals 0, it'll constantly test true as long as there is a player anywhere in the world. So you need to add that r equals 0. Then we're going to add a comparator and a repeater, and you can set this to however long you want. It depends how long you want the block to stay in existence until it destroys. So I've set mine to 3 ticks. Lovely tea. Right. Alright, so now what you need to do is we need to add the commands that actually break it and then have the effects. So first of all, we're going to have a setblock command, setblock x, y, z, that match the block. So 9561 minus 607, air, 0, destroy. So that will make it break when we jump on it. So we can prove that just like this. So if we jump, whoops, forgot that one broke. I've done that before. So if we jump on this one, there we go, just breaks. Cool, nice and simple. So we'll actually replace this with cracked stone bricks now, just for the effect. Whew! She got jumped when I stood on that. I've forgotten that they break before when I've been trying to explain this. It's kind of ridiculous. Right, sorry, back to business. So that's the set block, so that just destroys the block. Now we're going to add the particle. So I've used the enchantment table particle for this just because it looks kind of cool, and it looks like it's like some kind of arcane energy. The block was never really there, it was just like a ghost block. So we're going to go particle enchantment table, and then the command, the coordinates, so 9561 minus 607. And then we're going to put the x, y, and z diameters all at 0.5, so it's a bit wider than the block. That's about half a block, I think. Then we're going to set the speed to 0.1, and we're going to make it 500 count, so it's a nice thick cloud of the particle. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the sound. The play sound, so it's just a play sound command. The sound file is actually mob.zombie.woodbreak, and it's actually the same sound you get when a zombie breaks down a door. So we're going to go at a x equals 95, y equals 61, z equals minus 607. And now for this one we're going to go range equals 8, so any player who's within 8 blocks of that that breakable block. So we'll play anyone nearby, basically, because, well, you'd hear the sound of a block shattering. Then we need to put the coordinates in again. I'm not sure why that is, but it asks for that as well. If you just have these secondary coordinates, and you don't put these coordinates in the player data, for some reason it won't play at the player. I don't know why that is. But yeah, so 9561 minus 607. Then we're going to go 2, which is the volume, and 0.1, which is the pitch. Now you'll note this is how I make it sound different. If I just make that pitch 1, when I jump on this block, it'll play the zombie woodbreak sound, right? And you may recognize that as the sound that is made when a zombie breaks a door. However, if we set it to 0.1, it lowers the pitch and it slows it down as well. So it's like when you do sound in slow motion. It makes it go slow and it drops to a lower pitch. Well, it's like the opposite of that. We're making it a lower pitch, and because of that it slows down. So we get that sound. And that's the sort of sound I use for breaking blocks. I've actually used it before in another mechanic, but I won't show you guys that. It's pretty much the same as this. So we're going to add that. So that's the breaking of the block with the particle and the sound. Cool. So now we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repeaters, and we're going to go through quickly and set these all to 4 ticks. And you can adjust this as well. This is another one that you can adjust depending on how long you want there to be a break before the block reappears. So this is 32 ticks, which is like 3 seconds or something, I'm not entirely sure. But what we're going to do then is, once we've got to the end of that, we're going to go command block, repeater, command block, repeater, and we're going to repeat this until we have 5 command blocks. think that's 5. Yep. So we should have 5 command blocks at the end of this with a 4-tick repeater between each one. So this is going to be the flashing and the respawn. So what we're going to do at the first one here is we're going to go setblock 9561 minus 607 stonebrick, and we're going to make it stonebrick 2. And stonebrick 2 is cracked stonebrick. So if you see here stonebricks, they're all called Minecraft stonebrick, but this is 0, 1, and 2. And chiseled stonebricks are actually 3, so that's worth bearing in mind. So stonebrick 2, and we are going to select that, copy it, and we're going to paste it to the 3rd command block here and the 5th one. Now we're going to go into the 2nd one. We're going to go setblock 9561 minus 607 air. So set it to air, copy that, and put it in the 4th one. Okay, so what that means is that when the timer runs out here, it appears as stone bricks, and then gets set as air, and then it's set to stone bricks, then it's set to air, and then it's set to stone bricks again. So we get that effect. So I'll just replace the stone bricks here again, and we'll jump on this. It breaks alongside the sound of the particle, and then after a couple of seconds it will reappear. There we go. And I'll show you this from this side so you can actually see the commands running. Hop, bang, and then it will run out, and flash, flash, reappear. Pretty neat, huh? And this is pretty damn customizable, I have to say. Like, something I also tried for a different take on it was using the portal particle. I'd recommend if you use the portal particle, whack that up at the count up a notch. So I set it to 800. And all we have to do now is set this, instead of being stone brick, I decide to set it to obsidian. So obsidian, and whoops, and obsidian. And now what should happen now is that when it breaks, it does, not only does it do the portal effect, so if we just grab some obsidian to start it off, oh, there we go. Okay, so it'll get the portal effect. Yeah, there we go. And it'll reappear as obsidian. Ta-da! So that's if you want to do like a more nether theme one, although I don't know why obsidian would break. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. As you can see, this is nice and customizable, and you can set that delay to be longer or shorter if you want. If you want them to have a better or worse chance of jumping off again. Yeah, so you can put this into parkour maps or adventure maps, or use it in your own ideas, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Guys, I've been XLMC131. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.